In this example, we will look at how to use a different method than we went over in class to solve a proportion. So in this example, or in this video, we are actually going to use what we call the percent proportion. And so what we would do is use a proportion to find the percent. Now notice that in this percent proportion, the number under the percent is always 100 because percent means per 100. The amount is always on top. And remember, we talked in class today that the amount is usually either followed by or preceded by the word is, because it is the amount you get when you take the percentage. And the base is usually is usually after the word of, because it is the amount or the number that you're taking the percentage of. So we're going to kind of use this as our template instead of our percent equation like we used up here. Now, it doesn't matter to me which method you use, and in my experience, students are more successful with the method we went over in class. But if that method isn't working for you, you can use the percent proportion. The nice thing about the percent proportion is you don't have to do this. So if you remember in example 4 in class, we actually had to take the decimal answer we got and multiply by 100. But in the percent proportion, because we have this 100 down here, it's going to take care of that for us. But the math can be a little more complicated. All right. So in example 5, we have 18 is what percent of 48. So we're still going to do what we did in class. We're still going to identify the percent, the base, and the amount. So in this case, we're asked to find the percent, so that's the unknown. The base is what we're taking the percentage of, so that's going to be 48. Notice it follows the word of. And the amount we get when we take the percent is the 18. So notice that 18 is followed by the word is because that is the amount we get when we take the percent. So now we're going to use, instead of our P times B equals A, we're going to use the proportion P over 100 equals A over B, or amount over base. So if we fill in that, we're going to have X, because that's our unknown, over 100, always over 100, is equal to 18, which is the amount, over the base, which is 48. Now we can use what we learned in class to solve the proportion. So 48 times x is 48x, so we're cross multiplying here. 18 times 100, so that's equal to 1800. And then to solve for this, we're going to divide by 48, and that's going to give us x equals 37.5%. So in your calculator, hopefully you did 1800 divided by 48, and that's what gave me 37.5%. So notice I didn't have to multiply by 100 after I was done, because right here I multiplied by 100 as part of the percent proportion. Let's do one more. So in number 6, we're again going to do the same thing, identify the percent, the base, and the amount. So 110 is our percentage. Our base, well, that's 24 because it follows the word of. It's what we're taking 110% of. And the amount is what we're trying to find. So what number do we get when we take 110% of 24? So if we plug it in our percent proportion, remember we have P over 100 is equal to A over B. Some students say is over of. Now here we remove the percent sign when we put it over 100, because putting it over 100, remember, to change your percent to a decimal, you divide by 100. The amount is what we don't know, so that's going to go on top. And the base is 24, so that will go on the bottom. So if we use the non-algebraic way to solve the percent proportion, I'm going to multiply the two numbers across from each other. So that's 24 times 110, and that's equal to, we're going to multiply the numbers across from each other and divide by the number across from x. So we're going to divide by 100. So 24 times 110 is 2,640. And if I divide that by 100, that's going to give me 26.4. And so 26.4 is 110% of 24. So again, as we mentioned in class, we're taking a percentage over 100, and we got a number bigger than 24. So that should make sense to you.